This video is brought to you by the award-winning prop firm, Fidelcrest. All right, folks, here we are on Trading Up. We've got Tomas Nesnidal here in the house. We've just done a fantastic podcast, linked below this video, but in here, you're going to find out how he approaches breakout trading and give you guys some sort of idea in terms of where you can get started. You've got literally your whole life is dedicated to this, so this is going to be something to watch and learn from people. So welcome back to the show, Tomas.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to share with you something really neat. I'm going to share with you my breakout model. It's a universal breakout formula, which I used to create over 1,500 robust, high-quality breakout strategies across 36 markets. And you can use this formula to build a good, viable breakout strategy on basically any market.
Fidelcrest is an award-winning prop firm that funds traders with up to $2 million and offers generous profit splits up to 90%. So what sets Fidelcrest apart? Well, it's their verification stage payouts of up to $30K in as little as 15 days. So you can receive your first payout prior to becoming a fully funded trader. Just complete the challenge phase and verification stage without violating any rules to receive your first payout. And be sure to use promo code TradingNut, all one word, to get 10% off your next challenge. Click the link in the description below or the card above to find out more.
So the whole formula, just for information, I'm going to present it from the book where I describe the entire formula. The book was called The Breakout Trading Revolution. So you can just go to thebreakouttradingrevolution.com and you get the book there. And as you know already from the podcast, everything in my life is about revolution. That's how my trading started with the Velvet Revolution and from leaving the communistic oppression and becoming a free member of the planet Earth. So I pretty much summarize my trading story in this book, but mostly I also shared my entire formula with codes, with examples, with some verified trading results, equity curves, so with a lot of stuff. But mainly I explain my breakout trading formula here, which is surprisingly simple, so don't get surprised, but it's extremely efficient. And as I said, you can really use it. Wait, it's on page 53, almost there. So this is basically the formula that I use to create a profitable, high-quality breakout strategies. Because the trading community started to call me Mr. Breakouts recently, I call this Mr. Breakouts model on Mr. Breakouts formula. And it basically goes like this. So if you want to create a good, high-quality breakout strategy, you basically need 4 elements. And these elements are very crucial. And a good trading strategy works if you combine all these 4 elements together. So the first element is called point of initiation. I'll explain it in details. The second is called space. The third one is called time. And the fourth one is filter. Like now, most people think that filters are most important. That's not true in breakout trading. There are more important things. So let me explain. So if we think about in terms of breakout, what is a breakout? Breakout is that basically market penetrates certain level, which if it gets penetrated, there is certain probability that after this penetration, it will continue with its momentum for a while. Thus, it will allow you to make some hopefully nice profit. It's very simple. What is not so simple is how do you calculate this specific breakout level? How do you know where you're supposed to enter? What needs to get penetrated in terms to get on board and go with the market flow? And that's the way this model actually operates. So to calculate the proper level of the breakout, we basically need 2 things. We need some point of initiation from which we start calculating this breakout level, and then we need a special calculation to calculate a specific space. The most important part is point of the initiation, because there are certain points of initiations that can give you very, very good base for a possible high quality breakout. So one, for example, on indexes, because I do a lot of index trading, E-mini S&P, E-mini Dow Jones. For example, on indexes, a very, very powerful, strong point of initiation is either the previous day's close or today's close open. So you basically decide, okay, I'm going to take previous day's close, like yesterday's close, and that will be my point of initiation. Now I need to calculate what would be the moment of the penetration. So now what I do, I add or subtract certain space. Now in breakouts, everything is about volatility. So you basically all you do is you take the ATR indicator, average true range. You can take period 5, 15, or 20, doesn't really matter. And now you add between 1 and 3 times of the average true range for the long entry, or subtract between 1 to 3 times of the latest average true range value for the short entry. You need to optimize a little bit to see whether 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, or 3 will be more suitable for your market or your trading style. This way you calculate the space. You will calculate the moment to penetrate the market, to enter the market, which alone can already be pretty neat. And now you're fulfilling these 2 elements. Now, here is one very, very powerful trick that very few traders know about. So you can do this anytime during the trading session, but then we're stepping in with the next element, which is called time. And time is really crucial, because profitable breakout trading is about 2 things: volatility and time. And what you very quickly realize is that some times of the day will give you better probability of big breakout, and some parts of the day will give you a lower probability. For example, if I take regular trading session of indexes, future indexes, they usually start trading 8:30 a.m. US time, Chicago or New York time, and then they trade until 3 p.m. If you take this session and split it into 3 equal parts, so it is basically approximately 2.5 hours each session. It's a little bit less than that. If you split it into these 3 parts, you will realize that the first third gives you the biggest movement, the biggest potential, because at the beginning of the day, we have all the volatility, we have all the movement. The vast majority of movement happens at the beginning of the day, the first third of the session. The second third on indexes is usually pretty quiet. Maybe it's because it's lunchtime in the US, who knows, but it gets quieter and there's less volatility. And then the third session can get, again, a little bit more explosive as we're reaching the end of the day, but usually not as explosive as the beginning of the day. So now what you do, you take this point of initiation, space calculation, and you restrict it to just a specific time horizon. For example, the first third of the day, just the first 2 hours where you have the highest explosion of volatility, the highest potential. Now you have already a very strong base of a strategy. The last step you need to do, because you still will have a lot of trades and your average trade will still be pretty low, although you can already have a good win percentage, like 40–50%, you will have usually a low trade. You need to filter these trades a little bit to get better and higher quality of trades. At this stage, this is the last step. You can use any indicator you like. You can use, for example, stochasticals or RSI, and only to take trades after certain pullback. You can take ADX, average directional index, only trades which are in an established trend. You can use moving average, or you can use volume. I use all 4 of them. The whole idea is that you try different components with each element. So you try different point of initiations. Yesterday closed, today's opens, yesterday's high, yesterday's low. You try different filters, moving average, volume, ADX, RSI. You try different calculation, two times ATR, three times, one time ATR, and you try different part of the day. If you keep experimenting a little bit, pretty quickly you will arrive to a good high quality breakout strategy.
Brilliant. Awesome. And so part of this strategy, and I think I missed this from the chat we had in the podcast, is that you're looking for basically a retracement after the breakout to get in versus just taking the breakout and going with it.
Not always. It depends on the market and on the time frame. Some markets are absolutely brilliant if you take the breakout without any retracement and you go directly all in. And these markets can be pretty well enforced with the indicator like ADX, average directional index, because now you're really putting all these stuff together. You have a breakout and you have a strong established trend by ADX reading, and some markets react very well to this configuration. Other markets react better if you wait a little bit for some pullback like RSI, and then after the pullback, you take your breakout trade. So it depends. It's very individual, depending market by market.
Hey folks, ever wonder what broker I use? Well, I use Hanko Trade. It was a no-brainer because I was looking for a broker with good trading conditions and one that wouldn't restrict my leverage. Now, by joining Hanko Trade, I've also cut down my trading costs significantly with their super low commission of just $1 per 100K. You can learn more at hankotrade.com or just click the link I've put in the description. Brilliant. Well, look, that was a fantastic little breakdown, and it's given you guys a lot to think about and try out and test. Before we wrap up, what's the best way for traders to get hold of you?
Again, just go to thebreakouttradingrevolution.com and get the book. I promise you will not be disappointed. There's a lot of know-how that took me 15 years to gather, to put together, and you can implement it right away and start building your first breakout trading strategies literally in a few days.
And folks, talking about revolutions, go and check out the podcast, because the story that Tomas starts off the podcast with is all about the start of the revolution over there in Europe way back in the 80s. And it's a fantastic story. You've got to go and listen to that. So check out the link. There'll be a link to his page with all the links that he's mentioned as well, and the book. And whilst you're down there clicking around, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. Click on all, and we'll see you in the next video.